Okay, another neat feature that Excel has that is very helpful when we are looking at a lot of data and information on our students is the ability to freeze um, rows and columns so that when you have a very busy spreadsheet like this one right here, you don't lose track of the information that you're actually looking at and monitoring. So this right here is an older reading test that we've given in third grade, and the skill sets that we were testing on we have in the row up above, and then we've got our student numbers. So like I said, this is a very busy spreadsheet. If I scroll over, I've got percentages, an area for notes and stuff like that. However, when I am looking at this and trying to really dig deep and figure out interventions and remediation and stuff like that, it's important that I'm not losing track of the data, um, not getting lost in all the colors and the numbers and everything. So what I've done is I have frozen the first column with my student numbers, and I've frozen the top row with the skill sets. So if I scroll over, you can see that no matter what I do, my student numbers are staying there. And if I scroll up, no matter how far I scroll, my skill sets are staying right where they are. I have frozen both of those panes. So if I need to look at different skill sets for remediation or interventions or anything like that, let's say I'm looking at question number 2, I just need to capture these students that are red. I can scroll over and see 3, 6, 9, 12, like all of the students in red. That's telling me who I need to go back and reteach this literal question to, without actually having to try and track that all the way across the spreadsheet. So that's what it looks like once you freeze the panes. Now let's go back into our own spreadsheets that we have. The data that we're collecting that we've started so far is going to be our multiplication test scores. And we only have the month of August, but we know we're going to be going all the way through May, and there's a good chance we're going to be adding data as we go. Maybe notes, maybe adding more students as we go along or anything like that. So I want to make sure that I can, as I start scrolling, first of all, I don't want to lose sight of my student numbers, and I don't want to lose sight of the months that we're looking at. If I am going to freeze both a row and a column, so I want to freeze my months and I want to freeze my student numbers, you have to highlight the cell right below or just to the right of the areas that you're wanting to freeze. So since I want to freeze my months and I want to freeze my student numbers, I put my cursor right here and click in this box. Then you go to Window and Freeze Panes. And you can now see there's 2 black lines, and it has frozen my months and it has frozen my student numbers. In order to unfreeze that, say I'm done with it, I just go back into Window and just click Unfreeze. So now there's nothing else frozen. If I want to just freeze my months, maybe I'm not so concerned with my student numbers, I'm going to click again right below the months, and I would click on the 6 so that it highlights the entire column, and then go into Window and Freeze Panes that way. And now as I scroll up, I don't lose sight of the months that I'm trying to capture. So for this spreadsheet and the purposes that we're looking at, I want to capture both the student number and the month. So I'm going to go back in and freeze all panes for the months and the student number. And that is how you freeze panes.